Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Tiger and Bunny, episode 7. So we are back with Tiger and Bunny after a short break. We took a little break to check out Kill la Kill, basically. Although the reason was I just needed a short break from this series. But now that we checked out a few episodes of Kill la Kill and just really kind of rediscovered that it's not for me, we're coming back to this. It's probably better than hearing me complain every week about how Kill la Kill overly sexualizes the characters and all too much. And I'm sure some of you could point out, like, oh, but isn't the one girl in here who's underage over-sexualized too? The Pepsi here. I can never remember her name. I can never remember a lot of names. And the thing is, yes, in some ways, but also it's been made clear that that isn't quite her decision. That she's even only doing this hero work because it helps her dreams. And kind of like in The Boys with Starlight, she's kind of being, this is what she's kind of being forced into. It's a role that she's playing. And the costume and everything comes with that. That's kind of the vibe it's given, with everything it has also said in these episodes so far. So it's a different kind of thing, because the series, like The Boys, is clearly satirizing superhero media. So it's done in a different manner than Kill la Kill. Like, even if you want to try to say Kill la Kill is satirizing whatever or whatnot, it handles it very differently for, like, any sense. It's so obvious that it's not the same. So yeah, different situation, different circumstances, different specifics behind it. Just to be fair. So, last we left off, we had some focus on Fire Emblem. And I think that was the episode I actually left off on the first time I tried watching this. I'm not, again, as I said last time, I'm not like 100% sure on that. But I think it was, because I remember Fire Emblem having focus and attention, and they definitely did for that episode. So I don't remember if it left off on a cliffhanger. I think it kind of left off with, like, okay, it kind of gave us a hint at things that are to come, but it wasn't really a full-on cliffhanger. Sort of like, okay, this is like a hint that, okay, there's a bigger bad, things are going to happen in the future with that. You're just getting a glimpse at it now. That kind of thing. That's what I'm getting from it, at least. But we'll see. We'll see. So we are continuing right where we left off with episode 7, of course. And with this being like 20-something episodes, 24 to 26, somewhere in that range, we might have to take another break from this. It just depends on how it ends up going and how I end up feeling. It's just one of those kind of shows that is, like, there's comedy in it, but it's a serious show, if that makes any sense. Like, if you understand what I'm saying, it's like it's a very seriously portrayed show, but there is some comedic elements to it, nonetheless. And sometimes the seriousness of it can feel a little grating to consistently react to. But like I've said, I won't drop it unless I really feel like I'm not enjoying it. So, and right now, I still would consider myself enjoying it, even though I haven't watched it for however many weeks it's been since I actually last recorded. Um, you have to take that into account because of pre-recordings and all. Um, but yeah, even with that, it's like I'm still interested in the series. I still feel like I'm desiring to see what happens next. Oh, and just generally, I'm enjoying it. There's a lot to enjoy, a lot of great mystery to it, a lot of great action, great character stuff. So I'm definitely hoping to see where it can go next. And again, I'm enjoying it. So we're not on the level of even thinking really about that now. But I will say that there might need to be another break. That's all I'm saying. As to when, I don't know. Again, we'll take it as it goes. Hopefully, it's not too soon. If it's too soon, I feel like there's going to be a problem that needs to be thought about. But we'll see. Either way, we're going to get this started, hope for the best, and see what this episode has in store. Sorry that it may seem a little dark in here. It is getting later in the day as of when I'm recording this. It's just the time I got to it. So if it starts getting darker during the reaction as well, I apologize. I'll try to do my best to adjust for that as much as I can. For now, though, let's get into this. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, we have met Lunatic, and, really gotten to meet him this time. He is the blue flame user that we had seen before in the last episode and everything. The one who was framing Fire Emblem. And he may or may not be part of Ouroboros. It's still not entirely clear. But whatever the case may be, he's doling out what he considers his own form of justice. And it's very clearly this judge at the end, right? I can't be the only one who's like, oh no, it's very much fucking him. Come on. I feel like it's so blatantly in your face obvious about it that it's not even trying to hide it. So that leads to some interesting ideas, with a corrupt judge acting as a supervillain who is most likely secretly annexed. And on top of that, he's doling out what he sees as justice, which again goes in line with the idea of him being a judge. And he also seems to go with that kid's ideology that criminals deserve to be killed rather than just arrested. So if Lunatic is the judge, who is this kid? Are they related, connected in some way? They clearly share the same ideology. So I'm just wondering what the specifics as to why are. But this episode delved a lot into Barnaby's his pain, his trauma, and his friends finally finding out. Both Kotetsu and Fire Emblem find out about this. He does tell them. And unfortunately, though, it does lead to a fight and him kind of starting to ignore things for a little bit. He basically just has a breakdown, and you can't entirely blame him. As it was said, he was holding this in for his entire life since he was 4 years old. It's like he's never been able to move past this. it's a trauma that's stuck with him, and when that kind of thing happens, it does affect their everyday life and mindset. This kind of thing does happen, obviously not to this well, maybe to this specificity, but not necessarily. It can happen in many ways and take many forms. But no matter what, it's very clear that it's a hard thing to deal with. Any kind of trauma is. So the fact that he's had no one else to help him through this entire time for, like, what, 20 years is terrible. And yeah, it's going to affect how he acts around people and how he views things. So it's really sad, honestly. And it's a good thing that Kotetsu and Fire Emblem and anyone else would be there for him. He may not see that right away, but hopefully he will. Eventually, at least. But yeah, so we're really kicking off this ongoing story, this ongoing mystery, and just an overall plot. We have ourselves at least for the time being, notable main villain. And whether he or not he remains the main villain is to be seen. But for the time being, he's clearly the one we have to watch out for, and he's clearly an active danger to many, many lives out there. He's been killing people, and yeah, they tend to be criminals, but that doesn't mean they deserve to be just murdered like this. This isn't how justice works. I'm definitely curious to see how this goes down, and if through this entire case, I guess you would call it, Kotetsu and Barnaby are able to forge a better bond, I guess you could say. That would be the hope, but obviously can't say for sure. Either way, yeah, I really enjoyed this. This was a good episode back. It was a little slow at a couple points, admittedly, and the relaxation chamber things felt kind of tacked on, honestly. But I still enjoyed the episode. I think it was a good episode to build up and continue building up this Ouroboros group, as well as just everything else going on. So yeah, I'm very interested to see where this goes next. But tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this episode of Tiger and Bunny? And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.